Hey guys, this is North back again with another video. Today I'm going to be discussing a brand that this is my first time getting a hold of it. It is from the house of Bortnikoff. And Bortnikoff is a brand that is out of Thailand. So now I assume that the perfumer, the main perfumer for this brand, I assume he's European and not Thai. Maybe he's half Thai or something like that. But he started off as a distiller of oud and ambergris and things like that, and he got into perfumery from there. So that's just a short introduction to what the brand is. I didn't have access to this brand at all, so I didn't own any of them. So this is the first one that I brought. One of the retailers that I know did get some in. He got some of the extrait de parfum concentration sprays, and then he got these, which are the perfume oils, or the Attar. So as you see, they come in these small boxes, and then once you open it up, you know, it displays the oil right in there, which is pretty nice. These bottles are really nice. So here, this particular one that I got is called Musk Khabib. And the story that I heard was that this one was named after the MMA fighter Khabib. So this is called Musk Khabib, and I'm going to get into the notes because inside the box they also give you a little note breakdown, and I'm going to discuss what exactly is Attar, what is perfume oil, what is musk, what is ambergris, just a little bit of introduction of that, and then I'll give you my mini review, my thoughts about what I think about the quality and the scent of this particular oil. So let's get into it, guys. So here we go. With Musk Khabib, this particular presentation right here, this is called a quarter tola. All right, it's 0.25 of 1 tola. A tola is 12 milliliters. So a half tola would be half of that, and a quarter tola would be 3 grams or 3 milliliters. This one, as I said, the note breakdown right here is top notes are bergamot, cardamom, and nutmeg. Heart notes are ylang ylang, cedarwood, tolu balsam, and the base notes are ambergris, deer musk, oak moss, vetiver, tonka bean, and vanilla. So what I get from this is I do get a lot of sweetness from it, but I mostly get like the cardamom. I get a little bit of woods, tolu balsam, and I get a touches of ambergris and deer musk. I do get those musk with it, but I also get a little bit of woods or resinous. It's blended very, very well. But I remember watching reviews related to the actual extrait de parfum perfume spray, and people were just raving about how there's real deer musk in it and real ambergris in it. Now, the reason why they're raving about that is because in the West, in Europe and the United States, there's a restriction on using real deer musk, and we know that deer musk comes from the musk deer. It comes from a gland inside. They open it up and they distill that and make oil from it. It's been around for millennia, people doing that. So now those particular deers are becoming endangered, or endangered of becoming extinct, and so there's a regulation on using that. So now they use synthetic properties, whether they be plants or otherwise, to create this smell. But in Thailand, they don't have these same restrictions, so they're able to put real deer musk into their fragrances, and even real ambergris. I'm not sure what the regulations are on ambergris, because it's just it's a secretion or excrement or throw up of a whale. So they're not killing the whale to extract that, even though they do. They will extract it from a dead whale, but I don't believe they're killing it like they do the deer to extract the deer musk. So people are raving about that. So when I heard that, when I finally got my nose on this, I was expecting to smell more of an animalic type of smell, because if I'm promoted and being told that I'm paying for real deer musk and real ambergris, especially real deer musk, something that is that is endangered, I would want it to be more prominent, which means they would be more animalic. It would be more what they call barnyardy or something like that. But I would want that in a scent that I would pay for. If I didn't mention it before, this retails for 125 American dollars. So this is a lot of money to spend for 3 milliliters of product. Now, it wouldn't be so bad if, like, I have these oil, the Attars from Abdul Al-Quraishi, and even the blends are much thicker than what this is. And so this is very thin. And so the way that I would normally apply oil or Attar is that, you have the stick inside, but this is very thin. So anyways, you would normally wipe off the excess, but here I need all of it. I rub it on the inside of my wrist all the way up to the top. And with spray perfume, you don't want to do this next thing because it will break down the molecules and it would mess up your longevity. But with oil, you can do this. So I would rub it like that, and then that's why I want to rub it all the way up here. I normally wouldn't have my watch on, and I would take the oil and I would go across my neck with it. I also maybe would reapply, and if there was still some left, I would go over my bare chest with it. This is before I would put my shirt on. I would never put oil, even this thin oil, I would not put it on my clothes. That's just me. But this is light enough, to where you can actually just apply it like this, and get away with it. You can do it that way. So that's another negative that I have about this. Now, it's blended very well. It does smell very good, but I don't think that the longevity is there. It lasts on my skin maybe a good 4 or 5 hours. It only projects the whole time, maybe about an arm's length. It's not very potent. So it's a lot of money to spend on the oil. Me personally, after purchasing this and trying it for a number of days, I would rather opt with the Extrait de Parfum spray, because at least with that, you get more juice, and you're able to spray it liberally and get it into places that you aren't able to necessarily reach when you're applying these oils. Because like I said, when you normally get an oil, they're pretty potent, so you really don't need a lot of it. And a quarter tola, 3 milliliters of perfume oil, even if you only had maybe 2 or 3 of them out of your entire collection, that's all you had with this, it would last you a decent amount of time because you only use a little bit. This, if I use this to get the amount of projection and longevity out of it, for me, I would probably go through this maybe a couple months. Just like today, I really wanted to smell it, so I ended up pouring a little bit out instead of just using this stick. So that's the other downside to it, is that it's very thin. And with Abdul Al-Quraishi, for example, you get a thicker oil, and they run 50% off sales all the time. So you can get an oil that normally would be for this amount would normally retail for $200, and you'd be able to get it for $100. Or say you'd be able to get a half tola for less than the price that you could buy this retail for. And of course, you're paying for the packaging as well. So that's another thing. Whereas Abdul Al-Quraishi, they normally come in like little. This isn't one, but this is an example of one. They usually come in little cheap ones with plastic sticks on the inside. So you're not paying extra for the packaging. If you want one of these nice ones, then you have to pay extra for that to then put your oil into there. All right, now back to the Attar. So again, this is blended very well. It does smell very nice. I wouldn't buy the oil again. If I was able to come across the Extrait de Parfum spray at a discounted price, I might be interested in getting that. I think it probably would maybe develop into something I maybe would like more. And again, I'd be able to spray it more liberally in places that I can't reach with the oil. But I wouldn't purchase this one again. But it is a very nice smell. And again, it's blended very well. The last thing I wanted to mention is what exactly is Attar? Even on here, it says Attar. What is Attar? And so in previous videos, I talked about what is Bakur. And Bakur, as I discussed in the previous video, it literally translates to incense. So anything that you burn for incense, is Bakur, whether it is a piece of frankincense or whether it is oud. When I burn oud chips, that is Bakur. If I were to burn incense stick, that is Bakur. So the literal translation of Bakur is just incense. The literal translation of oud is just wood. It's not the particular agar wood that you're extracting this oil from, but that's the literal translation of it. And these words tend to become synonymous with these certain things. And there's nothing wrong with that, but I just want to put this information out there so that just people know. It's always good to know things. And so Attar just means perfume. If you hear people speaking Arabic talking about fragrances, if they're talking about a spray perfume, they will refer to it as Attar in the sentence. They're not talking about perfume oil. They're talking about the spray, the same sprays. It could be Fahrenheit or Dior or anything. When they're speaking about it in Arabic, they will use the word Attar. So again, the word Attar just only means perfume. But now in the fragrance world, it's synonymous with perfume oil. I don't know how that came to be, but that's what it is. And I just wanted to give you guys that information. Hopefully it's helpful for you, okay? And that's it, guys. This was my small review on Musk Khabib from Bortnikoff. I was glad I was able to get my hands on it so I can, bring this information to you. Please like, comment, and subscribe. I will be coming with some more content related to fragrances, of course, but also more about bespoke, custom, handmade clothing that I'll be getting more into. So please stay tuned for that. And again, please like, comment, and subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything, and I really appreciate it. If you subscribe to my channel and I haven't subscribed to you, or you don't think that I have, please, just leave a comment and I'll subscribe to your channel as well. Until then, I'll see you guys on the next one.